What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. You know what? If you love drama videos, you're going to love this one. You know, if you look at this series of tweets here, anyone that knows me and Jovan, Yo Mama, we've had back and forth for years, right? We really have. But I respect that he's going to make his content. He respects that I'm going to make my content. We always agree to disagree and move forward. Okay, that's part of being in a community. A lot of people ask why everyone can't join together. It's things like this. So obviously there's a bot in the middle of this. There's a troll, whatever. We'll get to bots later on. But you can see Earl here responds in line with a question about Jovan's wife. And he says something that I thought, on a day like yesterday, where Carl and the Raiders have a true monumental shift in the NFL, was just distasteful, rude, inconsiderate, and honestly has no place in today's conversations, right? So he moves forward today to say, again, just things that are egregious for someone who feels like he is an influencer in this community. We'll get to that at the end. Feels like he has some capability with EA Sports that puts him above a standard gamer, but we can see how he carries himself publicly. Now, I will also say, all due respect to Earl, I don't want you guys to stoop to his level, right? Because this man served our country, and I respect and appreciate him for that. But at the end of the day, if you're sitting there playing Madden in your house with a beanie in your kitchen, you should probably have a little bit more self-reflection before you come out and trying to degrade others in this community, because to be fair, you're setting yourself up here as a pretty easy target if you don't have people that want to be respectful towards you. But that's just me. At the end of the day, when I look at comments like that and, you know, basically shutting down half the community, whether he means it as a joke or not is irrelevant, because he is representing the 49ers and Madden in this club championship, and he has to hold himself to this charter that EA threw out last year that's actually on the field in the game that helps impose that everyone that plays this game or sees people play this game is going to be done so at a high standard of ethics, that they can feel safe, comfortable, and that they're not going to be judged when playing this game. And I've never said anything bad about this positive play charter, but here's a guy just simply not upholding it. So we finally get to this point, right, where he comes out and says that nothing I do is positive in any way. That every time I have a video, I'm attacking someone else or I'm attacking Madden. And that's really one of the narratives that these guys like to push in our community, that I'm just this big negative person. I just attack everything. You know, what's funny is when a YouTuber went missing, to bring Jovan back into this, we were really one of a few people talking about it. And I realize this is only 14,000 views on an unmonetized video, by the way. But I offer that because they weren't talking about it at the time. Now, today, he comes out this morning. I guess this simmers, right? And he basically posts my videos, and he asks publicly if this is legitimate. And he basically insinuates that I go out and buy views, which is a break of YouTube's terms of service, which would literally cost me thousands of dollars a month. And he continues on to project that he's never seen anything like this, that he's never seen a YouTube channel have views like this. I guess because he doesn't understand the logarithm, the comment, the like button, and he's got Billy Green here that doesn't understand how YouTube works either. So I try to dial things back in to the game, because a lot of people say, listen, I'm just showing how bad the game is. And this is when you really have to understand the people that are working in EA's ear and how they don't understand video game football on any level. He says it's impossible to make a football game without animations, when Clutch says, hey, it's just predetermined animations in the game. Well, Backbreaker did it somehow, Earl. I don't know if you've ever played Backbreaker. I actually worked with 505 on Backbreaker. You know, my negative channel, somehow I get to work with all these developers. So he shows a catch here of Brandon Lloyd and says, this is an animation-based catch in real life, I guess. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what he's saying. You know, you have to have this animation-based game to have a catch like this. No, you don't. So this is where we really lose all control here. He says he's played Madden for 20 years. He's also played real football, and it's nowhere near as bad as it's made out to be by me, right? That I just impose all this negativity. I'm the boogeyman when it comes to... I'm the god of war. You hear that, Sean? I'm the god of war, right? Except you don't play me, I play you. It's okay, though. Never got to thank you for your awards either, by the way. Anyway, off topic. He goes on to say, listen, this game is nowhere this bad. And Timothy, my guy, says, listen, you had somebody win a Madden tournament with a QB at punter that never threw the ball. So yeah, it's as bad as he says it is. But you Madden Pro players have to defend it to a degree because it's how you make your living. And then he goes on to degrade another community member. This guy basically says, hey, don't think you're more important than me just because you're good at a bad football game. And he goes, listen, I never said I was better than you. I just have more influence on the community. Well, do you really, Earl? Do you really have more influence on the community? What have you done with that influence to make the game better, right? That's what I'm asking you. If you really feel that you have all this influence on the community, should you have came out and spoke about a community member the way that you did? Should you have came out and spoke about a whole group of gamers the way that you did? Because to me, I feel like that goes against everything EA has tried to build from a community. As a part of this community, I feel like that goes against everything we try to do to work together to make the game better. I understand that you may not play Connected Franchise. I understand you might not play any franchise mode because you portray yourself as a competitive gamer. That doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and bash competitive gaming all day. I justifiably bring up issues this game has that, if removed, would actually, I feel, make it a much more balanced game as far as competition. That would give you a benefit as someone that's played football. That would return football strategy and X's and O's to the game in a way that we don't see, as Timothy pointed out, when you've got a punter at quarterback and you're only running the ball and you win the championship. So it's an interesting dynamic. When you call somebody out for being insensitive, when they work under the network of a company that prides itself on being extremely transparent, to the fact that they'll go bring Colin Kaepernick back in the game to make you feel like they're addressing things, right? To the fact that they'll put positive play on the field to make you feel like they're ethically diverse. Yet when it comes to the competitive gamers doing this, for the most part, they don't care. So what is it, Earl? What's the actual root of the issue here? Is it you just trying to be a funny guy that can't make a joke? Or do you really feel some type of way about Javon and his family? And because I called you out on it, you really feel some type of way about me buying views on YouTube? Because those are two really silly, childish arguments to make. This isn't an 8th grade lunchroom, my guy. And the fact that you're going to sit here and justify all this by citing to a guy that you probably don't even know, that you've got more influence than him in the Madden community, I don't understand where any of that comes from. As I said, you stream on Twitch to 30 people, guy. Please, don't talk to me about the massive influence you have in this community. But next time you speak out of line, don't worry. I'll be there to say something about it. And if you want to go ahead and continue on some gaming tangent, don't worry. I'll be there to make sure people see that as well. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking out. Remember, don't stoop to this guy's level, but thank him for his service to our country. I know I will. In the week, with more commentary.